Hey, Inga. How's it going in the Netherlands? Netherlands, right? Yeah? It's good? A lot going on. Patricia, Rhonda, Starseed, Raven, Frogmeister, Infinite One. Hello. Good morning. Hey, John F. Here we go, man, right? Another day. Brown-eyed lassie, Cheryl, Troy the vegan boy, Manuela, Angela Smith, Grand Rising. How's everything going, Angela? Everybody home now, safe? Sarah K. It's cold in the Netherlands. Aha. It's also cold here in New York. Interesting, Inga. So nice of you to join us. It's just it's really, I mean, we take it for granted. Hey, Mad Jax, but hey, Judith Jen, Activated Peniel, Daniel, Francis Vetter, Fran from PA. Are you the Fran that sent me the are you the Fran that sent me? No, that was not Francis Vetter, I don't think. Cindy, Cheryl, Lynn, Amy, Tactical Soul Survivor, Central California, Susan Bird Rudd, Dawn Walden, hey beautiful, Jeff, Cheryl Ann, Lynn, Francis Vetter. No, you're not the one. That was, yeah, I probably shouldn't say her name. My mom's name is Ingeborg. We're from Austria. Interesting. Wow. Are you Jewish, Manuela? Was she Jewish? Good morning. Hey, Rumpel. No, I'm thinking of, oh gosh, I have her. It's just Peggy. There's a Peggy it's somewhere out there, and she doesn't come on the chat, but Peggy sent me a beautiful a beautiful picture of myself with a star around it, and it's beautiful, and I put it right on my wall. Ingeborg. Your name is Ingeborg too. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I hope to learn. I mean, I have somewhat of it. I've learned a little bit of Yiddish, so it doesn't sound German, and I don't even know what you speak in the Netherlands. Is it Dutch? I mean, I don't know. Originally a Swedish name. Ingeborg. Nice. Yeah, it's just amazing that we're here from all over, and that really corresponds to the theme of today's video. I make a video every morning before I make this video, and it's kind of hippie. I kind of hey Mio, don't forget Mio's got her YouTube channel in the show more, so everybody should subscribe so Mio can start making money on YouTube. They'll advertise. Once you get a certain amount of peeps, once you get over 1,000, you'll make a little income, and you won't have to worry so much. Then you'll just fly over here, and we'll visit. We'll meet at the coffee shop. I don't even know where a coffee shop is, but the word for the day, yeah, is love. Yeah, absolutely. It really boils down to love and understanding and appreciation of each other. And I speak Yiddish every time, stub my toe. Right. Danish, right, Danish. The Fortress of Inga. Oh, you're Danish. Oh, you're Danish, Mio. Okay. You're so charming, Mio. I have to say, I love you the way you are. I love you, of course, but I love the way you are. You're just so gentle and so artistic and so expressive, and you have a kind of uncertainty that's really charming. timing into the song last night. And compassion, yeah, compassion also. That's a good way to, yeah, Gloria, absolutely. Yes, I wanted to talk about Chuck Schumer, and I was just thinking about him because, okay, so yesterday was Purim. I went through this last night, but that means that you just subscribed. That means that we've already won in a sense, but I think this is the opening shot. The uncertainty principle, yeah. Yeah, the uncertainty is there's a very charming, it's very charming. I mean, people who are more three-dimensional tend to be more sure of themselves, and it can be because they really don't know who they are. They have no clue, so they're sure of the little they do know. They feel they're sure about it. But I think, as you become more involved in understanding yourself, you realize you really, the more you know, the more you realize what you don't know. But I think Chuck Schumer, I was thinking about it. He doesn't look to me like an actor. Like, for some reason, I mean, the one who's playing Nancy P, and the one who's for sure playing the JB, and a lot of the other ones like Schiff, even. I mean, a lot of them. The guy who runs the Fed, man, that is not the same guy. I'm sorry. It's an actor. But if it was the real guy, I mean, listen, the real guy who and was really running the Fed, he would not be so calm. He would be in a tizzy like we cannot imagine. But yeah, the old woman, yeah. So Chuck had some words, but I think he's just playing a part. And this was really the opening shot. This was really Purim in Ruchnius, in spirituality. It was really the victory of a humanity over these demonic forces. But now it still has to play out. And what I'm fairly certain of is that there's a tendency in our community to think there's going to be a day, it's going to be all over. I mean, I don't know if it was like that in World War II. I guess maybe there was. Maybe it was a day, or maybe I don't know. Was it? I mean, it must have been like, okay, the war is over, and there must have been a Rush L. Used to call him Chuck U. Chuck U, right? I love Rush. He's under white hat control. Yeah, absolutely. There's no way they would let a guy like that. I mean, he's, it's strong. I can do. Yeah, you get through this, Tanya, honey. We're all going to get through it together, and that's the key. And I'm going to throw this in because I might forget it. I don't want to forget this point. Just like Gog, and you know what I'm talking about when I say Gog. Gog wants to divide us all. We are coming together. I mean, that's I think an important part of this family is that, like, I don't have a problem listing somebody else's YouTube channel, because if they're successful, I'm successful. I don't even think about it. I think it's like we're successful. And that's very different thinking than the thinking of Gog. In the Gog world, it's every man for himself. It's, my way or the highway. It's like, and they all think together. It's groupthink. They say, like, when they put out their 4 a.m. talking points, they all use the same words. They're like, they've given up free will. They've surrendered their free will to the Satan, to the Satan, really. But this enemy, again, I'm all over the place. This enemy has to be completely defeated. It says in Chumash, in the Old Testament, in Torah, that Amalek, that doubt and fear have to be completely eradicated. and I read some more yesterday. I think this morning, I was listening some things from SG Anon and that nice doctor, a woman doctor who's so amazing, and they were saying how the bad guys had been defeated in the 10th century, maybe the 13 bloodline families and their minions. Indians means idea. Had been defeated in the 10th century, but they weren't completely annihilated. And God demands of us in the Chumash, in Torah, he says, you must completely annihilate Amalek. Completely. So we don't really even know what that means, but I think we're getting a pretty good picture right now. I mean, we didn't know what that meant for many centuries, but now I think it's pretty clear that Amalek is the descendants of Cain and the reptiles that got into the Garden of Eden. It seems that way to me anyway. And, the same way they tried to wipe out our DNA or change our DNA back then, they tried it again. They didn't hit their mark, in the Georgia Guidestones says they wanted to get wipe out 95%. They only got to 70%. But those people, there are cures, that you could take the life waves and the poor and the ASEA, call Dr. Stacy. I mean, get some. I'm going to get some for my mom because she has tremors in her hands. There are cures, and we don't. The whole thing of that this is biblical means action. It means think, figure it out, figure out who you are, figure out what you're about, figure out what brings you joy, the greatest joy, and then do it and do it and do it until, like with me, it's like, I lose a channel. It's just like, okay, I can't think about it. I got a video to make. It's like, I do my job, whether it's going well or not. It doesn't matter whether I have 13 subscribers or 13,000 or, whatever. It's something I love to do. And I've incorporated that into my life. I didn't start like this with the videos. And again, when you find your godly purpose, you may not just like bing, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I always wanted to do this, and you do it. And it was a process for me too. I mean, I didn't know, I never know the next step. I never knew, that I was going to be on that being on Restream would make a bigger difference than broadcasting straight from, I mean, all these things, they come as you do. I didn't know that I was going to be involved with three health products. I had no idea that, I had no idea that I was going to have 50,000 subscribers at one point. I just, I didn't have that. I just was like, I just make videos, but that was a process too. And it was like, it took a while, and there was, I remember a time in my, early in my YouTube career, I had this guy who was helping me, and he ripped me off for tons of money, a really evil dude. But he was a real con artist. But he said to me, I remember saying to him, XRP is like going to make a lot of money. I think I'd rather be an investor, and he said something to the effect that, well, you could do both. But I really was like in love with the idea of being a big investor. And thank God I did something else, because XRP hasn't really gone up that much since those days. And it was, everybody was talking, this was 3 years ago, I think like 3 years ago already. They were talking about it's going to the moon. It's going to be, $5,000. You'll never even think about working again. And I was just like, caught up into that thought stream. That's why I'm very cautious when people say, oh, XRP is the one. It's like, yeah, you are the one. XRP, yeah. Oh, yeah, XRP could be the one. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying you are the one. Don't put your, all your eggs into a basket that's not really you. You have to vibrate with your divine purpose, or else you might have to come back, and do it again. I mean, till you get it right. I don't know. I'm just saying, you might as well do it right now. We're coming into this is the end of it. This is the end of this nonsense. So, but I'm saying that I wasn't clear. I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I mean, I waffled a lot in the beginning. I was like, yeah, do I really like doing this? And then the same guy said, and a couple people said this, if you're going to be a YouTuber, you just make YouTubes. You don't care. Is that my sound? Are you guys hearing me? Is there sound breaking up? Hello? Yeah. Okay. There we go. If you're going to make YouTubes. And it took me a while to incorporate that. I'm just saying. I don't know why this is breaking up. Anyway, that's it. So just, so he said, you just keep making videos. You just make it part of your life. Make it part of your daily structure. So, I got up this morning. Sometimes I literally, the first thought I have in my mind when I wake up is I'm going to make a video about X. I mean, that's happened a lot this morning. I was just kind of like all over the place. I wasn't focused. I've been going through some sort of issues lately. And, but that's what it's a process, but you just got to get on, just got to get on the road. That's what I'm saying. I don't buy this, peace comes with the rapture. I don't buy that. I'm not, first of all, I'm not Christian. And I don't think, I mean, for me, okay, that may work for Christians, but for me, this is a process. And it's something that we really need to work with, that I need. Okay, forget about you guys. I need to work on myself. I need to continue. The rapture comes. I mean, I do experience moments of incredible joy. When but I don't, I think XRP, and XRP is great, man. I mean, but yeah, send us your XRP and we send it back. Yeah, really. Right. I fell for a scam, man. I lost most of my XRP. I lost a tremendous amount of XRP, and that was really the greatest gift I received. Is that we're being shadow banned. What's with the sound? I don't know if that's coming from the microphone, from the. Hello? Maybe it's coming because I have this on. Okay, is that better? Yeah, that's better. I think that was it. I think it was the instrument. Thank you, Kevin. So, yeah, I mean, so, XRP, great. Great. I lost all my XRP. I consider that a gift. I said, okay, if I lost my XRP, God only does good things. It must be a good thing. So, yeah, there's a part of me. It's like, they could find it back. The FBI, if they did their job, I filed with the FBI. They could find my XRP. I'm sure it's a no-brainer, man. Anybody, like a basic grade hacker, could find my XRP and get it back. But they don't want to do it, or maybe it'll be done later. But really, it doesn't matter, because God's going to figure out a way to keep me going. I don't really need to accumulate, tons of trillions of dollars. I mean, it would be nice, but I just want to keep my operation going. That's really my goal. And so far, I'm paid up till the end of the month in terms of my guys from Nepal. I really like working with them, and I want to keep the channel going. I want to keep all these things going. These businesses are starting to manifest money for me. So not for me, but for the channel. And, anyway, just it's a process, and don't wait for the rapture. Don't wait for XRP. Don't wait. I say this, I know I'm a broken record. It's all up to you. Don't be, Passover is coming. And yes, we could be liberated on April 5th. That's the day on the non-Jewish calendar. It's the 5th. It's the 14th of Nisan on our calendar. Yes, we could be liberated tomorrow. The EBS could come and the rapture starts and all that. I don't want that. That doesn't resonate with me. I want to do my own work. I want to be my own liberator. I want to get, and I think that's really an important part of the process is claiming your own power. It's like, so if it happens on Passover, that would mean that God came down, the EBS sounded April 7th, 17 came down in a cloud and said, made the announcement, okay, it's over, guys. All the baddies are gone. Or it could happen on Rosh Hashanah in Tishrei. Now, the idea of it happening in again, I say Carl said, Carl has V for Vendetta. Remember the 5th of November. The flood, and again, the secular guys who do the intel don't get any of these dates right. But the flood started in Cheshvan. Cheshvan, yeah, I think so. On the 17th of Cheshvan. But they don't even know what month that is. The 17th of Cheshvan was, I think it was October. No, Tishrei. Wait a minute. Anyway, I'll get that, but I'm not so bucky on the Jewish calendar. Kislev, right? Cheshvan, right? Okay. The flood begins on the 11th. Began. Let's say the flood already began on the 11th of November last year. Okay. Anyway, I'm a little bit flustered. I'm a little bit all over the place with the dates, but the timing of the flood, and the flood ended. There's the issue of 40 days and 40 nights, but then I also read that it was a year, whatever. But the flood ends around, let's say November, September, October. It's the Great Awakening. Yeah. And that's really what we have to remember. It's not the Little Awakening. The Little Awakening could be, okay, it's over, woohoo, get out your flags, man. This is the Great Awakening. Great. It means this is the final liberation of humanity. And and each of us has to play a part. It's just, it's so important that, like what Mio's doing is just so important that each of us claim our thing. Right. People still aren't realizing how massive this is. Right. That's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, you guys are helping me understand this. That's why I love this way. Thank you, Carrie. And even 17 says, do ANONSs know how big this is? And we don't. I know I don't. I can't really imagine how huge this is going to be. Could be May, June, but no, the Tishrei is September, I think September, October. But I'm thinking of Carl from New Zealand with magic eyes, and he says, remember the 5th of November. But anyway, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. We are so small. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going for a perfect Earth. I have problems with, I'm not a New Testament guy, man. It's in the Old Testament that we have the era of Mashiach in the Old Testament. For us, it has nothing to do with, first of all, there's no J in the Hebrew alphabet. So the word Jesus does not exist in Lashon Kodesh, in the Holy Tongue. But anyway, but that's besides the point. We go by the Torah. And if you don't go by the Torah, it's perfectly fine with us. It's just that Jewish people, we have our own way of looking at things. And I think I don't know, has there been infiltration into our book? I don't know. Has there been infiltration into the New Testament? I don't know. I don't know. What hand did the Vatican have in it? I'm not sure. Yeah, Yeshua. Yeshua is the Jewish name. I mean, we have records of Yeshua. We know about him. I mean, it's just that, anyway, I'm not even let me not even go there. But the point is, yes, that this is biblical, and what that means is this is a change of gigantic proportions. I mean, we talk about Nasara Jasara, about, eliminating all our debts and 6,000 patents, no more disease. But if you could also think about it this way, the whole financial system will be gone. The medical system will be totally gone. Pharmaceutical industry, gone. What else? Educational system, gone. Government, only 10% will be remaining, basically gone. And then what's there to replace it? Beauty, joy, harmony, working with nature, cleaning up the planet, letting children be joyous again instead of making them sit in rows with their hands on their desk and all this other nonsense. I mean, all of us having a sense of wonder, having a sense of beauty and imagination, and being fruitful and multiply. That's what Mr. T said. He said, we're going to repopulate like you can't believe. Rabbi Smith, my friend, who's also in the show more, says we need 80 billion more people to make up for what the dudes have done to depopulate. So it's a massive operation, and the enormity of what's coming is way beyond anything we can understand. And so, we want to think of dates. We want to think of, we all have the EBS blues, and that's okay, because we want it to end. Of course, we want to get on with it, but there's a lot of richness in these final moments. And the Rebbe said often that once the redemption hits, once we're in the final redemptive stage, we're gonna like cry about how badly we want to go back in time to the Gullus, to the time of exile, because in exile is when the really big changes can take place, because that's when you can really do things that like the difficulty of getting anything done right now is a gift. It's a gift. It's an invitation. It's a challenge. It's a wonder. And that we will be, once we get to the other side, we're going to go, man, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. You have what to do now. We all do. But yeah. But in the can't waiting, just keep in the now, and keep building and keep refining yourself and keep ascending. You like a good challenge. There are many cures for the V. Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of hope. The thing is, they have to be able to open their minds to even know. I mean, most of these people, it's just staring at them in the face, and most of them have not. I think a lot of people don't really get it, that people are not just, it's not just like because of, why are people leaving the planet in droves right now? People don't put one on one together. I don't know about the ancient Essenes. I don't know about any of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, just for us, we are the ancient Essenes right now, and we have to become ourselves. That's really the challenge, is to become you, and it's not easy, but that's the job. That's the homework assignment, man. Become yourself, and it's a process. You're not going to. It would be very nice to think that I'm going to wake up one day and just the work will be done. And it's just, we're not quite there yet. And that's the good news, because, the thing is, I still have things I want to fix. I was a fixer for many years. We have to receive. And there's a lot of richness right now that you're not going to have on the other side. On the other side, it's going to be create. It's like, wow, let's do this, let's do that. But here we have stuff to worry about, stuff to fix. It's like, Like I'm dealing right now with an old, an old relationship of mine, and I need to, and I need to make clarity with it, and I need to stop just letting things be okay. It's okay. She's here and I'm there, and I'm like, no, it's not okay. I need to settle it. I need to, like. So I feel the need, and I know this person, I'm causing her a little bit of agony, but it's just like, I'm like, no, man, this is this, you and I went through something very powerful when we were practically kids. And, I'm willing to let it go, but I'm not willing to trivialize it and just say it was nothing. And, I'm like, I want to put a final cap. If you don't want to, if you never want to meet me again, you never want to sit down and have, I don't know. It's my own issue. It's really not her problem. It's my problem. I want to say, like, okay, we learned from each other, and here it is 50 years later and 55 years later, whatever it is, and let's put an end to it and move on. Anyway, you love Sweden a lot, yeah? So, okay, so that's it. So now I'm going to go to some intel. I don't know if Hadassah Ariel probably left a long time ago. And I'm going to avoid my usual haunts, except that I will check the White Hats channel just because so much is going on. But I personally believe that the opening shot, that Purim, that what happened on Fox News was like a big deal. Yeah, there's nothing on that channel. So I'm going to go back to okay, so I'm no longer really going to pursue, even though I know that K Happenings is in line with Whiplash and Tyranny. I find their parochial approach to religion a bit annoying. As a Jewish person, it's very annoying to be told that we're the ones who have to be, that it's all our fault. I just don't buy it. And so I'm moving on, and I know that Kay will eventually probably join them but so far she's been very gentle and maybe it takes a woman's touch to be a little more open to the possibilities that not all Jews are rogue elements of society. I mean, whatever. I'm not going there anyway. So I'm relying on her a little bit. So because I think she does a very nice job. I like the way, I like her approach, and I like the fact also that we can see her, and I can't see these other guys. You miss much, Gary. You are the one. I mean, did we miss? We miss from you not being here. They're super, yeah. The Little Mermaid tells a story of Atlantis. That's interesting. Right. Yeah. I mean, the deep state is going into hiding. Something huge is about to happen. Yeah, I think so. I think so also. I mean, but I think the huge thing has already started, and the huge thing was on Fox News, and that really upset the apple cart, and they know that was the first domino. If you want to look to V for Vendetta. The wife can fall in love with a new alien. No, I don't think so. No, me and my ex-wife, maybe my new wife will, but no, my ex is. I think she's she's fine. She's very strong and independent. Watch X-22. I love X-22. That got me through years of difficulties. To the age of to a Jewish soldier, Captain Zimmerman. Nice. But yeah, I mean, yeah, to just demonize the whole Jewish race, I think is a bit. What happened on Fox was that they started they calling out the bad guys. They started talking about 1/6, about what happened on January, right? What really happened, and the DS, the dudes are in turmoil, and yeah. Right, but these are white hats who have a lot of good information, and so I wouldn't write them off entirely, but anyway, I find Kay a little more gentle and a little more open and really more, maybe perhaps more humble to the fact that she doesn't know everything. So Poseidon Nickel makes strong progress towards Black Swan restart. Poseidon Nickel. Let me just look what this is. I don't. Oh, they won't. They don't want to. Okay, Poseidon Nickel. Poseidon Nickel makes strong progress towards Black Swan restart. I don't really know what that means. Oh, I don't really know what that means. Yeah, Tucker. Yeah, I mean, he's calling them out, and they don't like it. And you saw Chuck, Chuck you, trust your heart and gut. Yeah. So anyway, King Charles media war giving people whiplash. Okay. Silk Road Bitcoin for sale. U.S. government-linked addresses transfer 1 billion in Bitcoin. U.S. government-linked addresses. So that's the U.S. government is using Bitcoin. That's pretty disturbing. Taiwan suspects Chinese vessels cut the island's internet cables. Well, that's pretty heavy duty. North Korea cites realistic chance of nuclear war. Okay, so these are some interesting things. Oh, and here are the articles. Let me just see this Poseidon Nickel. I didn't understand this. A restart in Western Australia, possible outcomes from a bankable feasibility study for a tons of smelter grade nickel. Okay, so that's interesting. Nickel. So they're talking about nickel. Now, here we go. I got 1955 from the song Jailbreak Freedom back in 1955. Okay. All right. So let me read this is from K Happenings, but it's probably, this actually comes from Whip. So, it's the same source. So the derogatory things he says about the Jewish people, I'm just going to skip over. Russell's Belgium 3/8. That's today. Red October goes missing. Check your Google screen, just updated today to Northern Lights. Interesting. What does that mean? I don't know. Ask me anything. Northern Lights, green, and it's green. Then there's a picture of, what is this? Whole Mars catalog, just like that. Hardware 4 is in production of V11.3 in the hands of consumers. Okay, Red October goes missing. So this is the day it started. What country is SWIFT based? March 20th deadline? Yes. Here comes the crescendo. Maybe that IBOR banking Delta 24-hour warning thingy. IBOR banks just in. U.S. Embassy in Belgium issues a security alert warning of a possible metro attack in Brussels today. Something very large is about to happen to be conducted. Let me just look at this. The large thing is U.S. Speaker will meet Taiwan President in California. And also U.S. Embassy in Brussels, Belgium, issues security alert warning a possible metro attack to be conducted today. Just a thought. Now, this could be an order to things. Belgium, England, Germany, Iran, Israel, Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, Vatican. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. Think 0 days. Mass cyber attack to shut everything down. The fake JB will crash the markets to zero, the likes of which we've never seen. October 78, Genesis 78, flood. They're wrong about the dates. Whiplash gets the dates wrong on the biblical event. I don't know, maybe he doesn't have a Jewish calendar. Kennedy, let's go, blockchain. They have this thing about how the Jews are the real holy people, and which I'm sure Jews are just as holy as anybody else. But this is my understanding was that the Great Awakening is for everyone, not just for. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Zero takeoff, Captain Musk, focus, bye JB. 064 takeoff, Captain 64. Captain 64 might refer to Captain Green, right? And the helicopter crash in London, in England, I believe. Musk 64, Focus 64, Biden, bye 64. That could be referring to a post or a date. I don't know. New Hampshire, Trump holds 41-point lead. God will always defeat evil. No rigging, blackmail this time, wizards and warlocks. How many times has precision cyber attack been written on this channel? 173. 17.3. The greater the positive, the greater the negative. Right, exactly. Red line on the anniversary of Red October. Now, what are the odds of that? This is about red line on the anniversary of Red October. All right, and the rest of this, the hunt for Red October, nuclear submarine, cyber espionage program, think KillNet, fake nuke stare, and cyber attacks. Incoming stock market will be crashed to zero with precision cyber attacks. Red October went missing on March 8th. Okay, so at the end of the plague of darkness, Red October goes missing. So this is the beginning of a next phase. And I believe it started with Tucker. I believe that opening shot, that's the opening shot of Red October. Now, we're talking about a submarine, so we're going to be rigged for red, meaning that things may not be on the surface, but Red October went missing on March 8th, and that's today. When it came up, let's see what this is. Think nuclear standoff, think Iran is next. Will they bring China into it? Yeah, I mean, Whiplash does some beautiful work. I mean, he really does some beautiful work. I don't know why he, has this little thing, but okay, we no one's perfect. Scavino new IG video story length between 20 and 29 seconds. A man is descending from a steep mountain. Nowhere is the old adage, what goes up must come down, truer than in climbing. 17 has always talked about reaching the precipice. The literal definition of precipice is a very steep or overhanging place or a hazardous situation. At the precipice refers to the tipping point where people demand change. While many reach the precipice at different stages, the majority of this country has reached its precipice. Since T did win in a landslide and we are the majority, most of the world has also reached this precipice as it pertains to the medical situation. The DS time is up. They are going downhill due to the hazardous situation that they are in. Our descend has also begun. As we prepare to land, please fasten your seatbelts and make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. Remain calm. Patriots are in control. Yeah. March like a mad lion. Yeah, I was thinking this today of the idea that when March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb, and when it comes in, I think it's more lion-esque so far. I mean, the wind was horrific, and it's cold, so I'm thinking more. This is pretty lion-esque. They are good. 64. The number of spears in the full atomic mandala geometric natural assembly. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole, Christina. That's the whole thing of the Jews, also in the Caribbean and South America, that I forget what they call them, Moranos. They're called Moranos. They kept some Jewish traditions, but they had to pretend to be Catholic so they weren't killed out. Big pug at 33. All right, so gonna walk the beach. Kathy, you're walking the same beach as I am? Our feral cats fasted with you, but they just ate breakfast. No food for 2 days. Wow, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it takes me a couple days to recover from a fast. I mean, I usually the fast is the easiest part. It's the next day and the day after that I'm like either ravenous or, I go through emotional things. This is actually called Shushanpur. Today is like it's like kind of like a small Purim today. Shushan is the city where everything went down. That's in Iran, I guess. Right, because the truth has to come from the MSM, because just like, you to fell the forest, you have to use the axe made of a tree. The normies have to be from the same source that they were indoctrinated from. They have to be liberated from. The rabbi in Israel takes minutes to save people in Orthodox part of Israel. Yeah, I've done interviews with Ishmael. Yeah, I love him. We love each other. We're like brothers. We have we had an instant connection. We didn't. There was no separation between us. We're that's the thing with me, kind of. That could be. I sort of identified this, that I don't like, because I wasn't raised up with a concept of godliness. I wasn't raised in a religious household. We never talked about God at home. I don't have a feeling of God as anything other. I just, it's like, like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I don't feel a real separation from godliness. I just feel like it's part of it, part of everything. Holding the pug in front of you, yeah. Yeah, Ishmael's great. Felix, just YouTube. It's everywhere. There's something coming out. Yeah. But I think there's a level when you don't even feel it's God. It's just you, because there's no separation. It could be. I'm just saying this is potential. Hey, Renita. Telling the true story. No, I don't. No, fake. Well, if they're calling them fake Jews, I don't know what they're. I mean, we're talking about, like what happened during the Second World War, the N people in Ukraine. Yeah, I know some people don't get good vibes from Ishmael, but somebody was saying that he grew up like feeling connected to spirituality from the get-go. So he may have it may appear like a smugness, but I don't really experience it that way personally. Again, until it's all over, it was built by Swedish. Yeah, the whole so-called Khazarian history is weird, but they are in no way, shape, form, color, creed, anyway. This is not a Jewish movement. I mean, there's nothing Jewish about it. So people who say the Jewish Khazarians, that's a problem. And that we get that on some of the intel channels. I don't know why they sort of gloss over, and they gloss over the 13 bloodline families, and then they say, oh well, the 13 bloodline families are Jewish. I mean, it's just, you just can't win for losing, kind of. Yeah, from Spain. Yeah, the Jews had to go underground in Spain because of the Inquisition. I don't know. I don't know what that means, Jesus blood. I really don't know what that means. It doesn't really resonate with me. I know Whiplash likes to talk about it, but I don't know what that means. I mean, he was Jewish, right? I mean, everyone agrees that Yeshua was Jewish. So I don't know. Jewish blood. Yeah. I won't. Yeah, Mio's great. Really graceful, did an amazing video about bloodlines. Yeah, I'd like to see that. There's a lot of mystery about all this stuff. I mean, the fact that in 1500 they had maps of Antarctica and the rest of the world. That, we thought they just discovered the world around 1500. They were already living and had cities built all over the world. Our history has been completely hijacked by the dudes. I know about the Jews. I mean, it's just it's very nice thinking, but it just I mean, it's so what, it doesn't it. I don't know. It just confuses the issues, and it really has not for Jewish people. It has nothing to do with us. So, whatever you want to say about Yeshua, feel free. It's just not our thing. It's pretty explicit to us that we're not supposed to hold people as gods. Even our Rebbe, I mean, the Rebbe, people got in a lot of trouble and they said Rebbe was God. People don't, in Judaism, we just don't go there. Ukraine is falling. Absolutely. Yeah, I know, Gary. It doesn't really make any sense. Hey, Shira. Yeah. Remember, Shira, I've been enjoying your YouTube channel. Check it out. It's below. Okay, Shira in the she has a spiritual channel that has like self-hypnosis. Like I'm working on the manifesting my beshert, my true love, by listening to her tapes. But this is something you can do when you're traveling. You can listen to Subliminal tapes. I think it's Shira's tapes are very good, and I really support her and hope she has great success with it. Well, I mean, it's brilliant. Caroline, do you really know that? You really know that? I mean, first of all, what does it have to do with me? It's very interesting. It's if you believe in Jesus, God bless you. It's not a Jewish concept. Period. It's not. It's if you want to go to Tuvia Singer online. He'll explain what this means. Amy, I know, I appreciate it, man. I look, I respect you, but it has no interest to me. I'm just I have no way to take people out here. So I have to just gloss over it, but it's really distracting to me. It just, it's like putting a, anyway, I don't want to go into it. I'll just ignore it. Okay. So I see more people. So I see Amy's going to put more stuff. Okay. Whatever. It's okay. The history of Spain, right? Remember the Inquisition. This is a long history, but our history has been changed. And if you think of our history has been changed, that means everything is up for grabs. And the truth will come out. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. Google, I'm driving. And I'm leaving. Okay, Angela Smith. Yeah, have a good life, Amy. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciated you coming over. It was nice. I'm not able to mad at the yeah. We love you, Amy. It's just not our shtick, man. Don't say what's not ready to be heard. Yeah, but I mean, we at some point we have to start talking about these things. Right. So we don't. Mr. Solfeggio. Yeah, we just don't seem to go there. I'm getting too Jewish. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm Jewish. It's like, hello. I'm all for unity, but when people want to disclude us and say that we're the bad guys, I have a problem with that. And I think it's okay. I mean, listen, I lost my last channel. I lost 50,000 people because I spoke my truth, and I'm not upset about it. I would do it again. I don't think there's such a thing as too Jewish, but anyway, there are a lot of, listen, everyone's entitled to their way of looking at things, but it's interesting how a community that's such a small fraction of the population gets so much attention. I mean, what's that about? There's no such thing as Catholic blood. Right. Exactly. Thank you, Gary. Gary always cuts to the chase, man. Yeah. You don't say I have Catholic blood, right? Whatever. Anyway, you stop lying to trigger your they don't really trigger me. But I think it's important that people understand where we're holding, because a lot of people really don't know that Jews don't believe in Jesus. They just don't know, and they should know. And it's okay. And it's okay that they believe in Jesus. We don't have a problem with that, but we don't. So, it's just like, I'm sure there are plenty of channels to go to. And I welcome Christians here. I love to have Christians here, but I accept them. So I think they should accept me. Yeah, we need to respect each other. That's all I'm saying. I mean, let's all agree to disagree on this. Jewish people do not have a problem with Christians believing in Christianity. It's none of our business, but it's also none of, it's not for Christians to tell us, about something we don't believe in. We're not interested. Thank you, Colombo. But I think it's important that people understand, because Jews are not generally out in the mainstream like really like I am, and I think it's not even a matter of respect. It's just I want to share information. I want to share our truth with the people, and I think that the Jewish people as a whole have not, been as creative in sharing our information with the world. And that's part of my mission, is to share the little bit about Yiddishkeit that I've learned. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for. I when I was in the public schools, people said, a rabbi's in the public school. First of all, I'm not a rabbi, but I look like a rabbi. But I'm like, yeah, I'm in the public school, man. And people ask me all kinds of weird questions about, do you do it through the sheet and all this nonsense? We don't. And I was like, yeah, no, we don't. But it's okay. It's okay to answer these things. Anyway, so yeah, Brian, good to see you, man. I'm totally digging you. You sent me a ton of coffee, man. I'm good for life now. I'm really digging it. I'm having a war with my what we call chinik, a chinik in Yiddish, I think it means like a hot water pot. Like the first thing I did when I knew I had to leave my house was buy a chainik, which is like a big hot water container. And I thought to myself yesterday, you know what? I think I'm going to unplug my chainik and just boil water every time I want coffee, because it's hotter when you boil it, and it's better. It makes better coffee. But I don't always have time to boil water, So I plugged in. I made this whole thing about I'm going to unplug my chainik and only use it on Shabbos. But today I said, you know what? Just plug the damn thing in, and if you have time to boil water, you boil water. Through the language of the heart, yeah. Yeah, Mio, you're not offended by it. It's just, what is steaming? Okay, so I don't know if I can't move the camera, but I have instituted, I always get dry here, and I always, my nose gets stuffed up. So I have a humidifier sitting right by my computer, blowing cold steam in my face to keep my nose open. Electric kettle, yeah. Mio's amazing, yeah. So everybody, it's hard. One foot in and one foot out, yeah. So check out Brian's coffee in the show more. Check out all the things. Check out, if you want a business, if you're looking, if check out ASEA, man. I'm telling you, Jay will steer you right. Or if you like, the life waves, I don't have one here, but if you like the life waves, or if you like Purim, these are really good business opportunities, and also an opportunity like Mio. Once you get, and Brian too, man, with Spiritual Bean Coffee, you should be, a lot of you guys should be starting your own. A lot of you guys should be starting your own channels and spreading information that, I can only, I appeal to certain people, but you guys can appeal to other people too that I don't appeal to. And so I encourage everyone. I think YouTube is an amazing opportunity. And the coolest thing of all is that it's on it's on GOG. It's part of GOG. We're making a living from the enemy, from GOG. No, it's too easy. No, and it takes too much time, Rachel. Listen, I'm a chemistry teacher. I have my own way. The white shirt smoke is very Jed. I don't know what Jed is. Boiling water strengthens the toxic fluoride. That's interesting. Well, all my water is filtered. Okay, so the Jason Shirka deal is that if you join Jason Shirka's channel through my link, which is in the show more below, I get some money back, but also my Kabbalah course is on Jason Shirka's channel. That's the only place you can find it because it was taken off YouTube. So if you bought my Kabbalah course years ago, you won't be able to access it. And I can't even find it myself, but it's on Jason Shirka's channel. Thank God I put it there. And I'm also putting a lot of videos that I can't put on YouTube go to Jason Shirka's channel, or they go to Spiritually Raw, the Gnostic channel, or they go to Rumble. So things that my guys in Nepal say, we can't put this on YouTube, they go to Jason Shirka, they go to Gnostic channel, and they go to Rumble. So if you join Gnostic channel or Jason Shirka, that helps this channel. And I get, I'm trying to wean myself off of living off Google, of GOG, and making money in other ways. If you have a small channel, yeah. Listen, Richard, send me an email. I'll put your channel below with Mio's channel. I want to help people become successful. We need to work together. And that's another thing about working on Google, using the enemy, but using our collective consciousness, working together. Spirulina, yes. Yeah. I think the green, I think Purim has some spirulina. I'm sure it has it in it. Brought your cholesterol down, yeah. If you have a small channel, man, it'll get funded. But my advice to anybody with a small channel is just do it as much as you can. My channel is not below, mysteriously. Is that what happened, Mio? I put it in the thing. It could be that when the restream is like funky about that stuff. I don't know, but it's on the YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. It's not in the show more. It was. Let me. You want me to look? I'll look. Let's see. How do I do this? Okay, it's right here. Came right up. Let's check. You're right. It disappeared. Unless it's that one that's not listed. Maybe I didn't say. Let me see. Let me just click on this thing and see if this is Mio's channel. I'm glad you guys brought my attention to this. Okay, let me just see. Yep. Okay. My bad. Okay, so Mio's, let me just write Mio's. Okay, and save. Okay, so we got that done. It says in Getting Things Done, in the book Getting Things Done, if you can do something. Okay, so I just put Mio's name. It was down there, but I forgot to say it's Mio's channel, but now it's there. So in the next video, you'll see it. Sorry, thank you so much for finding that. But yeah, so yeah, check out Mio's channel and subscribe and get her into financial situation. All you need is 1,000 subscribers. But my advice to anyone who has a YouTube channel is something I got from Aaron Dougherty, and I got from the people who helped me in the beginning. The guy who ripped me off big time said, just do it as much as you can. So I got into the groove where I do it every day. And well, actually, I do it more than I do, like 4 a day. So, I'm not, I'm not, who's that guy? Um, I'm working on it. I mean, I think the channel will get bigger. Then I can do live music. Yeah. Great, Mio. Yeah, you could do a live stream. Absolutely. Um, yeah. Yeah, Mio is so lovable. Mio is love itself. So yeah, everything is good, guys. Let's see. God's says essence of everything is joy. Yes, it says that also in Yiddishkeit. If you're going out with a scowl on your face, man, it's just not godly. You got to be smiley. We're expanding, yeah. And everybody should. And listen, we can all be successful. So don't make me cry. I'm sorry, Mio. I'm like you. I'm a crybaby, man. I mean, and that took. I stopped crying in ninth grade when I cried in one of my classes because there was an injustice done to me, and I started crying, and I was so embarrassed. I couldn't cry for years after that, and now I can cry pretty easily. But crying is not bad. But anyway, so yeah, everything's in the Shomer now. Now you can see Mio's thing. I'm sorry, sometimes I have to do things in a real rushed way, and that's the whole thing with the internet. And sometimes, and also, I have, I told you I have this issue where I could think of something, and I'll think that I did it. Like so, I sometimes I get confused between thought and action, and I have to be careful that that I not only thought about it, but I actually did it. Because things, when you get into doing things on the internet, things happen so fast. Ah, You are loved, Mio. You're so, you're so vulnerable. That's another thing I love. That's another word to really describe. You're so vulnerable. You're so, and that's so beautiful. And I think that's part of my success is that I don't keep, I'm pretty vulnerable. I'm pretty upfront about I don't consider myself to be like a big, like a big YouTube star or anything like that. It's just not even, you know, it's not even in my consciousness. I mean, sometimes, once in a while, like when I'm being interviewed, people treat me like that. I'm just like, I don't know who you're. It's that's not. I'm just I don't. Um, Crying absent of laughing. Yeah, laughter is good and crying is good. Yeah, we see in others, we see ourself. Of course, it's a sign of strength. Yeah, it's good to cry. We lost our health. Yeah, the day will really. I mean, really, now I heard the thought that I had put out by this doctor on the SG Anon interview. She said, "Why would I want to go to a doctor? Why?" You know, I mean, um, have always been made of glass. Yeah, and that's your beauty, Mio, and that's God bless you for that. That's your strength, and we're living in a time where that will be appreciated. I also, man, look, I spent all my whole life just like ducking for cover, just trying to get through it. But it's a beautiful attribute. It really sits inside the body. Okay, so all right, so I guess I'm going to go. But before I go, I want you all to look at the sea glass and remember, like, some things get better when they get knocked around a lot, right? And somebody reminded me that the reason I'm seeing so much sea glass is because they're dredging up the bottom here. They're sucking up the bottom and putting it onto the beach. So this is a unique opportunity to see the glass. Dancing, crying, and singing. Yeah. All right, guys. So I hope you got something out of this. We got 479 peeps, and it's not for me. It's not really the numbers. I would like to have thousands of people, but I think people will eventually come this way. But I think right now people are kind of like more into like finding out the intel, like when is it really going to happen? Oh, she said it's happening next Tuesday, but it's really on Friday, and I'm not really sure. It could be next Saturday. People are really into that kind of like mindset. But I think once they get tired of that, they'll start coming our way. So you guys look like small pieces of soap. Gary, I love your bluntness, man. You're the man. Desire for God and may resources be returned to his people. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be returned, man. We're all gonna be rich, and we're gonna know what to do with it, and it's not gonna be a big deal. So, Mio, always a pleasure, man. I know you are love, and listen. So I also have a little bit of that, like, super sensitive, like, you're just like, especially when I was like a teenager, when I was in my like late. It really hit me in my early 20s when I really had a nervous breakdown. Gila, I had like a nervous freak out. And I was just so sensitive, I could not function. That's when I went fishing for a couple of years. That was after my car accident. All I could do was go fishing, and it was a good time. Gila's also love. We're talking about Mio's love. Everyone is really essentially when you peel away all the layers of onion, everyone is love. So Gila, you're just a shining star to me. I you know anyway. Yeah, maybe we're the black sheeps, but we're like the super sensitive ones. We were chosen to come here. I'm getting like I'm asking more and more like who am I? Where did I come from? And I'm getting like these things is like you're from another place and you're like you were fine there and you volunteered to come down here. Yeah, you should read Gila's book. I think it'll be a big inspiration for you, Mio. It's the grit that makes the pearls. Yeah. Right, Melanie. Absolutely. Melody. All right, guys. And all is good. You know, what's today? Today I'm gonna probably be meeting with Danielle later. If you're not in her boot camp, I mean, if you need a way to make a living and you're not opposed to like dealing with social media, like starting a channel, and again, do not think that you have nothing to say. Everybody has a message. Everybody is themselves, and that is completely unique. And there's certain people that are just going to be drawn to your message that I can't touch. So, you know, don't think that you cannot do this. I had no idea I could do this. This is just a gift from God, but I work at it, and you could too. You just have to, like, you know, if that's something you want. So hand over the wool, yeah. If we were pearls before, why fall to grit? You want me to email? We have at least a little piece of a global puzzle. Yeah, we were sent here probably. I'm working at shell art. That's beautiful. All right, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by, Gila, and everybody else that came by. We have 439, and just have a great day. You're a natural, yeah, but you know, it like I was very much like Mio. I mean, I was so super sensitive at some points in my life, and you know, now I can use it. But you know, like the fact that I'm a natural is just because, like, I went through many decades of really not being comfortable in my skin, and I just learned to deal with it and come to accept that that's just who I am. Yeah, let the prisoners go. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. That Mike Taylor news. Yeah, a lot's happening, man. A lot of big things are going to be happening. So just enjoy the show, and yeah, God bless. We'll catch you later, okay? Catch you at 7:45. Oh, or unless you want to come, yeah, come this afternoon. I'm probably talking to Daniela or her mother. I don't know if Daniela is busy now with the boot camp. Either her or her mother, or maybe Jay. I don't know. I'm going to be speaking to somebody, but I'll be back in a couple hours, and then we'll be back later. Okay, guys. God bless, and we'll catch you later on.